Welcome back to the Here We Go podcast, y'all. Hello.
What just came out of my mouth?
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Lacey.
And what is up? How are we doing today?
Y'all, this is our last interview of the day. We have been kind of drinking in every episode.
And smoking.
And we just had a vegan charcuterie board, which was amazing.
And a very, very good interview. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a weird, not a weird interview, but well, it's just like an interview that's just like, it's not just one thing, it's a lot of things. We brought on Shark, who Shark is someone that I met here in Denver through dating somebody here, and I got my hair cut by her, and I sat down with her, and she just started talking, and I was just like, who is this person? Like, who is this? She is like, she started out with the thing that got me was she told me how she was banned on like Hinge and Tinder, and I was just like, who is this person?
And how?
Yeah. I just, and ever since then, I just find her to be so just unique. I just think
she's
that
very unique.
Yeah. And what got me was that she is someone who basically teaches people or guys how to not be, or how to be ethical fuck boys, ethical fuck girls. And that's where it got me, essentially, because communication is such an important role of like kind of like her coaching and stuff, and she and like following your gut and everything like that, which are two things that I'm such a communicator, probably overly, and following your gut is something that I wish that I would have been so innately able to do. It would have saved me in probably every situation. But yeah, it was good.
It was an interesting topic because she definitely is getting into coaching and life coaching, because she's so well-spoken, very open-minded, and she's offering people new or different perspectives to see a situation in a different light.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be like right or wrong. It's just hey, let's like just look at it from a different angle. And she's definitely like opening people's minds up in different ways and just bringing them to their truth.
Yeah.
And I think a huge part of her coaching and just a huge part of her conversations with people is just always returning back to communicating and showing up as your true self.
Yeah.
Because that's not easy to do. It really isn't. Like showing your true emotions and communicating your true feelings and what you need and what you want and being vulnerable, it can be scary, and it's hard to do because like rejection is scary, and like you never know just how your true self is going to be accepted. And so it's so easy to put on these masks and do all these things and pretend and like X, Y, and Z to get validation or approval from other people, but that's not going to last at all.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not going to get what you want. It's not even like what the other person wants. Like,
yeah. And yeah. And it's so hard, but it's like people like her who, one, I've only hung out with her a handful of times, and I'm just someone that hates small talk. I would rather just have a deep conversation with you, and we talk about and just be vulnerable. Like I'm like you, like I'm a pretty vulnerable person. I'm so open with my life that with her, hanging out with her just a few times, we had so many deep conversations that I was just like to the point where I was like, I have to have her on. And this wasn't, and it was kind of educational, but it's just more so like a fly on the wall type of conversation where, because I feel like a lot of people just need to hear her talk. Like she's just she's great. But yeah, I mean, I forgot where I was going with that, but I'm sorry, but
it was I love conversations like this. I feel like most of our episodes have been very question and answer, very educational, very informative, which this is, but it was so cool to see three girls just being vulnerable with each other and just talking about our relationship experiences and what we need and what we want and like what we've learned. It's very much like, hey, like let's have a girls' night and drink wine and have charcuterie.
Yeah. Which that was, we had like vegan charcuterie, which was all Shark's idea. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really thankful that I've met I'm thankful that I moved to Denver for so many reasons, and people like her are a big reason for that. Like, I'm just thankful for connections like this where I can probably text her at any point and just be completely vulnerable with someone like that. Like, she makes you feel very comfortable, which she talks about is really important to her. And I don't know, it's these it's not a life coach, but it's just a like, it's just a relationship kind of coach. And and it's people like, it's what she's doing is what I wish I would have had in my life sooner, because I just wouldn't have, I may have probably still made mistakes, but I don't think that I would have made as many, because I was probably in my circle. I mean, it's just good to have someone else that's aware, you know, and not just you, but
yeah.
But
it's like putting you in check, but in a very like mature way.
Yeah.
It's just almost like mirroring things back to you. I just think the episode is so cool, and she just has therapist vibes.
Yeah,
like truly.
Yeah.
Like, she's just so like mature and open and well spoken and like very calm natured. And I was like, damn, are we in therapy? Because I'll take it.
I appreciate her because she said something to me recently. I was in a situation where I was pretty upfront about like kind of what I'm looking for in someone, and what she said to me when she like heard what had happened, it was just, she was just like, you should be proud of yourself. She was like, you should be proud that, I can't remember exactly, but she was just like, that you know what you want, basically, and that but her saying you should be proud of yourself made like, I'll probably never forget that. And so, yeah, you know, shout out.
Do you have any experiences with ethical fuckboys? Like what?
I don't.
Or any fuckboys?
I don't have any experiences with ethical ones, I don't think. I just, and I never really experienced fuckboys until Denver.
Really?
Yeah, because I've always been in like long-term relationships. Like, all my relationships are like 2 to 4 years. So I just like never really like dealt with that. And also I was in the South, so it's just like everybody's just like trying to commit. So like I moved to Denver, and yeah, I mean, like I just like can't. I mean, I've only dated like a couple of people here, and really I'm only thinking of like one, but it's just been like, I genuinely don't even know if this person is a fuckboy or if they're just like confused. I just don't even know. But yeah, I haven't had any yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really in the dating scene or space right now, but I think it's an interesting term, like being an ethical fuck girl, because that's such like it's a loud, like not vulgar, but it's just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I've never heard that. Yeah.
But looking into that and kind of defining it for myself, we kind of talked about like just having, like, you can have a monogamous relationship that's committed and it's beautiful, and whatever monogamous may look like to you and your partner. But you can also, if discussed, and this ties into you just showing up as your true self and communicating what you need and what you want from the get-go, you can also have meaningful relationships that don't even have to be like romantic or sexual, and you shouldn't feel bad about that.
Yeah,
just because that's also filling a part of your soul that only adds to your value of life.
Yeah. And I mean, I just wish that more people understood, like, you don't have to meet a girl and you guys hook up and then you never talk. Like, if you are someone that wants to meet and hook up with multiple people and like do all that, just be upfront and like communicate that, instead of like hanging out with a girl,
doing the thing,
right?
Like
going on dates and like doing this, doing that, and like then you're like, oh, by the way,
yeah.
And like there's like there's ways to do this and no one has to get hurt. Like,
it's tough because like a lot of the times people don't know the answers themselves, and that's when it gets confusing, and that's when other people's emotions, like, it gets confusing and foggy, and like people get hurt because people aren't sure of like exactly what they want. And so it's just like, it sucks because you do almost have to experiment when, like, I don't know how to say this, but like I can see where there's room for you to you're like in this phase of like trying to figure out like exactly what you want and not being sure of like what side to be on. But it's way better once you actually know what side you're on for everybody involved. I feel like I just rambled.
No, I mean, I'm high, so like it all kind of tied into what we were talking about. But I just was interested in the term ethical fuckboy and ethical fuckgirl because I'm just such a big communicator, and I feel like if everybody could just try to get to that point, or just be like, hey, this is what I want right now in my life, there would be a lot less confusion and anxiety and hurt. So
I absolutely agree. But I'm like only defending this side because I'm like, I don't even know what I want.
Oh yeah. I mean, no, I just was like reiterating why I liked it. But no, I mean, like,
I agree, but I can also see this perspective because I'm like, I really don't even know what I want.
That's so true.
Because I want to flirt. I might want to have like a little fling right here, but like, I really don't know what I want.
But I feel like when you meet a specific person, you would be able to kind of tell them what you want based immediately, right? Because like if you're looking for that.
That's true. I just want to be a little fairy. That's what I want.
But until you meet the person that you don't want to be a fairy anymore, right?
God damn it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yes. So communication at the foundation, even if it's like a 5-minute, this is what you want, at least you're saying what you want right then, and not saying it and then leaving the person be like, what's going on? You know, so.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant.
I've been led on before being like, what does this mean? Is this going to lead into something?
I can't even. It's a still developing story. But yeah, oh my God. But anyways, back to whatever.
Anyway.
Okay, guys. We'll touch on that later. But anyways, we have Shark on today. She's awesome. If you're interested in being a fly on the wall for this conversation, then you're in the right place.
Yeah, and without further ado, let's hop into the episode.
Here we go.
Bye. All right, welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Today we have another really, really intriguing guest, and I cannot wait for this conversation that we're about to have. We have Shark. Come on.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've been so excited about this one.
This is my first time meeting you. I've actually heard a lot about you.
Wow, same kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fluff my ego.
I feel like the first time I saw you was on TikTok, and then I was like,
God.
wait, that's her.
That's that bitch.
Wow. I guess I didn't even realize that, like, yeah. Wait, do you do TikTok?
I like enjoy it.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I met Shark through. Wait, when did I meet? When did we actually meet? For the
Did you
first
get a
time?
haircut?
I got my hair done by you.
Yes.
Yeah. But I had felt like I had known you for a minute because our mutual friend Andy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Stephanie left that haircut and was sending me voice memos and was like, we have got to have this girl on the podcast. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
That's so
well, to
flattering.
kind of get into it. I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us.
Okay.
What's up, girl?
What's up?
All right, so I'm a hairstylist first and foremost, and through talking with like a bunch of different people, I've been able to explore all the different like personality types and archetypes, and it's made me really, really interested in learning why people work the way that they do. And down that course, I've gotten kind of pigeonholed into relationship dynamics and ways to manipulate your experience in life to be better and brighter and like easier for you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, she kind of like blew my mind at the haircut.
So like with me, like I guess being like a model and like getting my hair and makeup done often, hairstylists, even like when I get my fucking haircut, you guys are really good at connecting with people.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like you're cutting hair, it's like you're a people person.
It's an exchange of energy.
Yeah, I mean for sure. I mean
so
I've only had
true.
like good experiences with
Yeah.
but have you had like bad experiences with clients where it's just like an energy suck?
Yeah, I feel like I like to kind of manipulate the situation to like be, if I don't know. I haven't really had a really awkward one, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I just talk so much. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, I'll just like keep asking you questions and like
Y'all
crack
are
it,
so
crack
good.
it.
I mean, you probably were, this isn't even what we want to learn about, but I'm like, you have to be tired at the end of the day, right? Because you're coming across all these energies.
Or are you just so like
Is that-
extroverted?
yeah.
I like practice a lot of yoga and meditation, and I really, really intentionally let go of a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
I had a
Wow.
clairvoyant once tell me that I like have to focus on it, and I was like,
Wow.
"You got it, girl."
Wow. Speaking of that, yeah, I had a human design reading this year. And she told me that she was like, you might realize closer to your 40s that you're probably going to be you could be clairvoyant because of just like how intuitive like I can be and stuff like that. So that's really interesting.
It's so nice to hear nice things about you.
yeah.
Feed it to me.
I swear.
Yeah. I guess I really got drawn to you because you're just so it's not the word vulgar is not right, but you're just so real with everything. You don't filter it, and I need people like that in my life. And you got me initially like drawn with like how you talked about you realized you were banned on like Hinge and Tinder, and I was just like immediately like, what? Who is this person?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
I was
please tell
really
us about that
frustrated.
because I've never
what?
heard of anyone being banned on Hinge or Tinder.
Well, so when I moved to Denver, I wanted to grow my OnlyFans because I no longer had like steady work. So I was like, I'm going to go on Tinder and just like spam everyone with my like OnlyFans link.
Whoa.
And so I got banned like immediately. It was like,
The OnlyFans link is like banned from, it's very hard to promote. Like you can't promote it on TikTok.
Nope.
It won't show up.
Yeah.
Even on Instagram. That's why so many people have link trees.
yeah.
Why?
It's just, I mean, it's OnlyFans.
I
Yeah.
know, but I mean like,
Well, they're really muting a lot of sexual content
They're
on
suppressing it.
Instagram. Like
Yeah.
sex education is like essentially you have to like work around it now to like teach people how to be healthier. It's crazy. I like
Wow.
don't know how to word some posts because you can't say certain trigger words.
So
Wow.
is this like new? Is this like a new like new territory for you? Newer?
OnlyFans.
Or just that and being almost like a sex educator?
Okay, yeah.
or-
So I'm exploring sex and intimacy coaching a lot.
Wow.
I'm really, really enjoying learning about all the different things that build a fruitful relationship and like all the things that also like can bring you closer to other humans, just like as far as intimacy goes, you know, like I don't know. I enjoy having conversations about like things that you experience in relationships and how to like dissect them. And I'm a firm believer that like one of our best traits as humans is that we can learn to communicate with other people in the way that they want to be heard. And that's like the most like magical thing you can do. And you can like really like just change you interact with people and the way they respond to you.
Yeah.
And that's like a really, really huge part about relationships is like often we speak in the beginning, we speak to people in the way that we kind of like want them to speak to us also. Cause like we're teaching them. And at the same time, we're like trying to embody this person that like they really, really want us to be. And so that is why the core of what I want to teach is just like open and honest communication from like the very, very get go.
Yeah, it's hard to do because I mean, it's just like I've grown up and learned to always put different mask on for different situations. And so like now I feel like recently I've been saying that I feel like I'm finally at the beginning stages of being a woman.
Yeah.
I'm 24. I feel like I finally look like a woman, you know, and I just, the maturity's there. And so it's been interesting. Also just like teaching myself, like pushing myself to really show up as my true self.
Yes.
Because that's not easy.
No. But what I'm realizing is that like if you go into a relationship or any like connection with a human, being able to like very openly and honestly describe your wants and needs, not just like from them, but in life in general, then you kind of skip over this like trap where you try to embody what the other person wants you to be, and then you're kind of stuck because you're pretending, right? And like that just doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
So if you give someone an opportunity to opt out if it doesn't fit, or like, I don't know, maybe be inspired to try something new, you know, just like putting it all out there right away is just, that's where it's at.
I guess, I mean, I'm single now, and I haven't done that, you know, yet.
It's tough. Like, you have to be vulnerable.
Because I mean, you just go into it, and it's just like when a relationship starts, it's just so like and beautiful and like magic and and like, for speaking from my own personal experiences, like you truly do ignore some shit that's like, and it's because you think optimistically, oh, we can work through that. Oh, we'll get there. Like, oh, like we can learn together, you know? And that's like what I'm learning is like, hey, you can't go into something knowing that this isn't fully complete or what you need or what you want, or you can't go into something wanting to change something about someone. Yeah. And I've learned that the hard way, to which I'm thankful for, because that's the only way that I truly would listen.
Yeah. Well, what's something that you see often that people struggle with?
I think that most commonly people have these like expectations out of their partners that maybe are just like harder to communicate initially, and so they like hope that this person will do some things, you know, and then like people don't deliver. Or I also find that after a while, after you've had like a couple different like arguments or misunderstandings, you kind of carry this thing that someone's going to respond in the way that they have in the past, and you like go into the conversation with energy that like matches past things. You have to like really remember to just like, this is the problem right now. It's like if someone came to you and was like, I want to talk about something that happened 2 weeks ago, because now you're talking about something that happened right now. You know, like just.
That's what I learned in therapy this past year is like how to better like just argue. And one of the things that I learned that is if you have a problem with your significant other and you have to keep it on like if they don't take out the trash, you have to keep it about the trash. You can't bring up like trash and then like something that happened like 2 weeks ago and stuff like that. So.
And it takes control.
Yeah.
It really does.
Oh my, so I guess what's something that you, how do you get someone through something like that, I guess? Or like, what's the best, I mean, do you talk them through it, or like what's the
like if someone were come to come to me and ask, okay, so I think that like some of the first things that we talk about is making the conversation not like a me and you thing, just like learning how to talk about just the problem itself and not being like, well, you did this, blah blah blah. The other thing is not using words like should, like you shouldn't.
I've been so aware of the word should. One from have you been in therapy? Like, girl, where are you getting all your knowledge?
I like watch people be awesome, and then I'm like, that's cool.
Damn.
And then I watch people not be awesome. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. The should statements was brought to me by my therapist this summer. It was like, shoulds are judgments. Stop saying that. And then I became aware of how many times I was telling someone else, hey, you should.
Right.
And then I became aware of how many times people are telling me you should. And I'm like, wait, why?
Right.
You know, like, wait, why? This is my life. Oh, that's your life.
Best friend, she hit me so hard with it. I was like, you shouldn't like care that blah, 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 blah. She's like, you shouldn't tell me what I should and shouldn't feel.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I was like, whoa, I'll never forget it.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, damn.
I mean, advice is advice, but it's like the should is so strong. Right. And it's just like, you are you, and you're not going to know, like, you are the person that's going to know the most about you and what you need.
Right. And so, that's the next thing. Yeah. Is like talking about your experience. Like, I feel like this, not like you did this and this to me, you know, like the actions that have happened have caused me to feel a type of way, but it's I'm feeling it, right? And like, let's resolve the way that this is making me feel.
A lot of this like comes down to like wording,
Yeah,
too, and being
totally.
very like aware of like the words that you're using.
Yeah, like not starting a sentence with why. Like, why did you do that? Instead, you can be like, how did we so and so, or like what, blah blah blah.
What made you want to get into this, and like who do you help friends the most, strangers?
Yeah.
Like
Mostly it's friends. I've gotten like a couple of people that just like come to me and like I like have a question, or on my posts on Instagram, some people like DM me just like asking further questions, but I haven't really figured out how to spin it yet.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and also like I feel, I don't know, I love learning. I feel like I'm still engaging with so many like awesome people, and like
yeah.
it's like, but you constantly grow, you know.
Yeah, I like in your post that you ask people, or you're like, I want to hear from you. What do you think?
Yeah,
and
I'm curious
like
what you think.
Yeah. Do you ever have anyone that's just kind of like blown your mind through that process, or no?
So much.
Oh, wow.
That's like why I loved learning about relationship dynamics, because I was in a long-term relationship that was like awesome, but there were points when I just didn't listen to my gut instincts, and like biggest takeaway from that relationship was like, listen to your gut over mixed signals. Take mixed signals as a no. Someone will tell you if they like you. Like, you will know.
Yeah.
You know. And then I just started feeling like I needed to be a stronger individual in the relationship, and I started reading books like Attached. Attached is amazing.
I've been wanting.
Highly
I have that.
suggested.
I haven't read it yet.
Game changer.
What's your attachment style?
I used to be like absolutely anxious. I didn't have an anxious tendency of like making my partner jealous or anything like that, but I certainly wanted a lot of reassurance. I think I'm more secure at this point, like maybe secure, anxious, secure. I do like affirmations. Affirmations are like, I want to hear like, I'm so happy you're
Your
here.
love language. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my attachment style has changed with every relationship. Like my previous ones, I used to be very anxious due to the dynamic of that.
Right.
And then my most recent one, I was very avoidant dismissive because he was anxious. So like it just changes depending on, because you can't really have both.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I haven't done this, but I need to. Like, I don't.
Best
I mean,
book
I
ever.
don't even think it's like a test.
Oh, it's not. Is it just a book you read?
There might be a test for sure, but there's a book, and I think there's like 4 different attachment styles.
So there's like anxious, avoidant, and then secure.
There's another one. I forget.
You just said it.
Anxious, avoidant, and all right.
You said it when you were describing yourself, I think.
What are we?
Well, anxious and avoidant dismissive.
Dismissive. Is that the same thing?
I think we'll have to look into this,
Yeah.
but plug the book.
Yeah, literally game changer. So secure partners make other partners secure also. So like ideally you want to find someone that's like
Healthy.
yeah, and like doesn't think that neediness is, or like doesn't think that attention is neediness, or like yeah.
Wow. Okay. I think I had that in my last relationship. It was very secure.
Basically, like your relationship was secure, but like an example that they give is a caretaker is holding a baby, comforting it. They put the baby down. Their caretaker leaves the room. The baby's crying, and they observe how the baby reacts when the caretaker comes back. So, like the secure baby is like happy again. The anxious baby is still anxious. The dismissive baby is like, no, fuck you. Like you hurt me. I don't want anything to do with you.
And you develop the attachment style within the first like 4 years of your life, based on your relationship with your primary caregiver.
Yeah. I'm very much, I think I'm pretty dismissive. I'm just like,
Really?
or avoidant. I don't know. It just depends.
It depends, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like it depends on the person.
I feel the same way about love languages also. Like I speak and hear differently from different people. Like if you're good at speaking one love language, I'm like down. Give it to me.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
I don't need like
I'll
one
take it
specific
all.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, when people ask me that, I feel like my love language, like the only one I don't really like care for is receiving gifts.
Really?
But
That's how I
love-
give.
But really?
I give love by gifts.
But yeah.
But I don't care to receive them.
Yeah, I don't care to receive them. I do like giving them, but I think my biggest one is acts of service, because I'm like, if you can selflessly go out of your way to do something you don't want to do, that shows like a lot of different layers of love to me.
Or like thinking ahead.
Yes. Thinking ahead is huge. And I just, But anyway.
Yeah. It's consideration. It's so considerate.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm big into that. But yeah, I guess as far as like, I don't know if we really touched on it, but what all do you want to exactly teach as like a coach? Like, what are more like if you were to start like a website tomorrow and like all these things, like what are like things that you primarily really want to focus on?
Okay, so I think like the basis of it is emotionally intelligent, effective communication.
Wow. Yeah.
Emotionally intelligent, effective communication. I'm trying to remember that.
So many people need that. Wow. Okay. And then is there more?
Yes.
Okay.
So like with that, this like little side things come up where I call it how to be an ethical fuckboy or a girl. And it's essentially coaching people through the process of communicating to either their existing partners or potential partners that they would like to have experiences with other people and learning how to do it in a way where it doesn't make the other person feel less than and gives them an opportunity to opt out.
So it's like under the umbrella of non-monogamy, but ethical.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's like what you want, right?
Right.
Is like to not be hurt while
Experiencing other things,
yeah.
other people. Yeah.
So
What would that look like? What does your coaching look like to be an ethical fuck boy or fuck girl?
like and I know it's probably different with every single
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
but like what is like the baseline? I mean, aside from like communication, like I'm so intrigued by the term ethical fuck.
If you were to coach us to be ethical fuck girls,
Right.
what would you tell us?
I think that the first lesson would really be like differentiating between the type of humans that you're gonna have interactions with and being able to kind of piece apart like this is someone that I think that I can be like fully honest with right away. They could hear what I have to say, and then like moving that relationship forward in that way, or exploring like a friendship first so that you get on terms like closeness with someone and then can be honest with them and like know that the friendship is going to continue even if you like engage sexuality into it.
Okay.
That's where I'm
and
at.
then like intimacy,
Yeah. And okay.
like how to be intimate with people without necessarily needing to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa. It's just like it's a preference thing. It's
Well, because then you can also have a monogamous relationship where you have a flexibility to connect with other people.
Damn.
Because
Oh
that's
my
like
God,
dreams,
wow.
right?
yeah, it's freedom.
Sometimes, and like people feel bad for having a connection, like a deep connection with someone outside of their relationship when really like
Why do you
that's
feel
the
bad?
point of life. Like
Yeah.
you want to connect with people.
Human connection, experiences, and love is why I think we're on this planet.
Cute. Wow.
Yeah.
Quote.
But yeah, wow, like I love that so much because recently, without trying to give too much away, we're so open on this podcast. Sex has been like, I don't know, I've just kind of been like figuring it out due to so many factors in my life, and I've almost been like fearful of sex due to like past experiences with people and like trust and whatever, and I've just really been trying to explore my sexuality now, and I actually have a sexual relationship with like a good friend of mine, and it's insane. Like it's so amazing. And I talked to my therapist about it, and she was like, "Why is that a bad thing?" And I was like, "Oh my God, it's not. I'm just so excited about it." And she recommended this book. I forgot what it's called. But she told me it's basically an entryway to non-monogamy, and she was like,
Sex at Dawn.
Huh?
Sex at
Yes,
Dawn.
yes.
Number 2 book that everyone should read.
Okay. Sex at Dawn. Everybody, Amazon cart that right now.
Literally.
But she was basically saying like, why are sexual experiences limited to just romantic partners? They don't have to be. Like, why are you excluding sexual experiences with platonic friends? Like, it doesn't have to be that way if you don't want it to be.
No, the coolest thing is that with a friend, you have a deep trust and connection
Yes.
already, and you can explore so much more.
Yeah.
And you can talk about it and be
Yes.
like, it made me feel like this when you did that.
It's
Let's like
explorative.
go further. Or like, I did not enjoy that.
Yeah.
How can we change it?
That's like
That's where I'm at, because like we talked about it in a recent episode, and Stephanie knows everything that I've been going through, and it falls under the umbrella of sexual assault. So sex has been like a little bit weird for me, and like introducing this sexual experience into my life has been so safe.
Yes.
Because it's already with somebody that I love and trust already. And it's been like, like, oh my God, I'm okay.
Yes.
You know?
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's what
fire.
I was telling her. I was like, I'm really happy about this experience for you.
Yes.
'Cause, like, that's so key. I mean,
And the fact that you're diving in and like, that's important too.
yeah. So, I mean, so you would consider yourself right now an ethical fuck girl?
I mean, yeah.
Is that like
guess.
what, I mean, because like, I don't know if like,
I like to like flirt and like every now and then I connect and then we see what that does, but I'm not really like looking for anything specific right now. I feel like I used to look for something specific and I missed out on too much. So right now I'm just kind of like whatever. But also the one thing I'm really trying to change is that like in my past, most men have just kind of like, or women come to me and be like, I like you. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll like you too. And like, I'd really like to find
what you really like.
Sure.
you would try to find.
I'm
in
really
that
picky right now.
Same.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's good, but it's also hard.
Yeah, but like I work really hard to create this version of myself. And like when I engage with certain people that just like pull from you, you know, it like, why, I don't know, it's just not worth it.
Yeah. I was literally talking to somebody last night. And I was like, he was like asking me about relationships and X, Y, and Z. And I was like, this is like one of the first times or in a very long time that I truly just kind of want to be a little fairy and just like
That's
bebop around.
what you should be.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to, I was like, I mean, I am doing all of this work for myself and the right person will not take away from this version of myself, but there's a fear that I'm like, I don't want to sacrifice or compromise this version of myself because it's happened in the past, you know, but the right person won't take away.
Absolutely.
They'll just add.
Absolutely.
But like typically it's a lot of take and I'm a little fearful of that, which is okay. It's like,
that's like totally normal and it's like super duper common. And I feel like that's like the biggest, we're all learning that like kind of when we keep our own energy, we become brighter, right? Because we have the more mental capacity to just worry about ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people are straying away from like the typical relationship where it's not even about the commitment. It's about like the merging. And the third book everyone needs to read.
Amazon cart.
It's called Love, Freedom, and Aloneness, and it's by Osho. A little controversial with Osho because he was like a cult leader, but like the message that all of his writings have is like self-love and like above all, just like don't lose yourself in the mix. Get to know yourself while you're also getting to know the other person. And like you get to know yourself through the other person because you learn the triggers, like what people do to make you act differently, right?
Yeah, what you like and what you don't.
Right. And so aloneness is knowing that you're always going to be who you are no matter what. It's a muscle.
Yeah.
Like you really just practice it. And then like sometimes you find people that literally like make you so excited to be yourself. You know?
Yeah, so I guess so you're really picky right now, but is there something like specific that like you're looking for? Or is it just like an energy thing?
Yeah, I think there's this thing that some people embody. I haven't been able to pinpoint it yet, but I have this like thick air in between me and some humans where I feel like I can't touch them or like I can't like enter their space. And even if they're like flirting with me and whatever, it just feels not right. And so I've been seeking partners that don't have that.
Interesting. Okay.
Because like some people just like make me feel very safe like immediately, and like I don't know exactly what it is. I think about it a lot.
Energy.
It's literally just like, yeah, it's a confidence thing though.
Yeah.
It's for sure a confidence thing.
I feel like with the whole energy thing, like here lately, like I've been trying to talk to her about this. Is just, I don't know what it is, but when that thing that you can't see, but like whenever initially upon meeting someone, that instant energy and just like, I just like, what is that?
It's so cool.
It's so
real.
cool. It's rare. I mean, I feel like it's rare. I mean,
it's just like two people. You're just on the same page, and you both like intuitively, subconsciously know it. And you're just drawn to that person, and it's so like exciting.
Yeah.
But it's like unspoken, and that's part of what makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's like you know that they're feeling it too.
Right.
And like it's not even been discussed.
Totally.
But you know that they're feeling it.
Yeah. But then I'm like,
then you doubt yourself.
Yeah,
because
then
you get in your head.
Yeah.
But it's like if you like trust that intuition, it's like
the whole intuition thing has been so key for me this year. Like I feel like I'm someone that I've learned a lot about myself through dating since last year, and I'm someone that like very much connects with someone like through sex and everything. And I feel like that's super important.
Yeah.
And I've learned that like with my past relationship, he was so like physically beautiful, and like we had that like good connection there. But I was so blind to not paying attention about how I actually felt. And so now I'm going into like anything that I'm someone I find here that it's hard to find, or a lot of people don't want to commit, which is like big city. I get it. But for me, I want commitment so bad that not like so bad, but like I take commitment so seriously that I'm just like, at this point, if that energy isn't there, I cannot spend the next 4 years convincing myself how I feel about somebody. So
you've already done it.
I know. And I'm so afraid that that's going to happen to me. So that's why I've been like, just more like, this is what I want, like every single day.
Well, that's
like,
good. You're communicating your needs.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to fool yourself or convince yourself otherwise. That's exactly like what she teaches.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's what I was getting at, is I was just like, man, I wonder how different like my life would have been had I had someone, because I don't have anyone like that in my life. Like I am that person for me.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like curious as to like, I mean, this is something that could just be so, like, I wonder how many people really need something like this, because I know just me.
So perfect. What is the number one thing, like number one takeaway that you have from your past relationship that you like would give advice to someone?
Oh,
like mine is trust your gut above all.
Mine,
I think
that's one
mine,
of mine.
Yeah.
We had similar experiences where we were knew in the back of our minds that this wasn't it.
Yeah.
But we're trying so hard and fighting for something and convincing ourselves. And we would have conversations, and it's just like, whoa, we shouldn't be thinking about other people.
Right.
Like, whoa, like what the fuck? Like that's red flag number one. Like what? That's like an answer in itself. But it's just like, you love it. You love and care for someone, and you have this fantasy, this idea, and the safety and the comfortability and like all of these other factors that make you stay. But it's just like truly trusting your gut and your intuition, because like I would ask night after night, please give me a sign. Like, what do I do? Like, give me a direction. And sign after sign was given to me.
Right.
Like
So
whether it
much.
was an argument or running into somebody or a message or like X, Y, and Z. And I was like, nope, like, well, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hear that. Like, blah, 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 blah. But ever since I find it came to a point where for that entire relationship, I wasn't trusting my intuition.
Right.
Therefore, I was making myself smaller and weaker.
For sure.
And it got to a point, like literally the week before I broke up with him, that inner voice, it was like yelling at me so strong. It was just like, Lacey, wake up. You have to let go of this. And it was like so strong to the point where I was around him and I couldn't even hold it together. It just like kind of like came out.
Yeah. I mean, what would you, I mean, that's obviously so important. Like, what would you what do you say to someone that they need to do that? Like, how do you, other than just trusting your gut? Because like, obviously we know that and like we felt that, but like, how do you get someone from A to B in the process?
I mean, you're learning through experiences.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, as like someone that's, so like in my past relationship, every time, like I was engaged. So like every time like I would get high or like trip or any type of mind altering thing, there'd be that voice in the back of my head is like, you don't need to be getting married.
Yeah.
This is not what you want. Like, this is all these things. So if I were to like, what do you say to someone if I were to like come to you and be like that, you know, like how do you get someone to like trust their gut?
Yeah, as a coach, like how do you deal that? Because you see it, but like
I guess I know it's different for every single person,
but like I guess at the core of it really is self-love and the fact that like your experience on this planet is yours and like you have one.
Making yourself
and, like,
a priority.
There's so many people out there and like it's hard to believe sometimes. Like you can have momentary experiences with people and they can be beautiful. Like my ex and our relationship ended in like kind of like a shocking way for me. It was like I like felt it but was not expecting it. And I'm so grateful that we ended it in like a really amicable way because now I can like think on it very fondly, might not be the word, but like I learned from it, right? And then like that's that chapter.
Yeah.
And like you can have so many chapters and they're probably going to get better and better because you learn from the past one. And so it's important to know that like you are in control of your life.
Yeah.
Like no matter how hard you try, you cannot make someone make your life better.
Yeah.
This is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
But in the past, like
This just that you speaking just kind of like just gave me a little flutter. It just like made me a little excited because honestly, like truly this week I've had that feeling and realization myself. I finally got here and I was just like, I've been holding on to things and attachments and people trying so hard to hold on to this idea and like because I loved them, you know, and like finally this week is something that I've been praying for years where it's just like I finally got excited. I was just like I haven't even met my person yet.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that is so exciting.
You probably
like,
haven't met like your version of you yet.
Yes, exactly. And I'm just so excited to explore. That's why I say like little fairy because like that's how I see myself and who I want to be right now. And
100%.
like I'm so excited to experience so many different people. And it is like a little bit shocking that I ever once just wanted to hold on to this one person who was also involved with an old version of myself. Because that's no longer
but that
me.
feels safe and good then.
It was safe.
Know?
Like it's just like you hold on to things because it's secure.
Right.
And like the unknown is scary. But I was just like, whoa, like let me frolic in this fucking unknown field. Like, bitch, I'm gonna kill it.
And like that's when you draw the best to you.
Yes. And so it's just like I'm giddy. Because for so long it was like sadness and anxiousness and attachment and like holding on and like I just finally like I don't know what the fuck happened, but like
good. You should like that's openness. That's literally like you change your mind to do that. Like that was your self work to decide that like now I'm gonna like let shit come to me.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about people that get married at like a really young age or like what is that like? How do you when is something or like what's like? Do you feel like people really meet their person like later in life, like as they develop into like another person or like other experiences? Like
I think that like whatever your preference is and whatever makes you happy, as long as you like lean into that, then like whatever your choices and preferences are, then like I don't really have anything bad to say about.
Yeah. We're just from like a place where like we're obviously
I think it's limiting. Like my like review of it would be like I would hate to miss out on all the other things, but like there are like beautiful marriages and relationships that are like deeply connected.
It's like to each his own.
Yeah. Well, I just always wonder if like from someone who sees or like any kind of relationship pro or someone that puts themselves into like helping other people in relationships, like what their take on it is. Just coming from the South where everybody's like married by 21 and then like they do end up usually getting a divorce and stuff like that.
Do people even think that's cool anymore?
I'm literally when I'm photographer and that's all I see.
It's so crazy. I'm like shook by it, but like there's things that you like experience that make you want to try different things, and then like some people just like have like a deep relationship with this like idea that we're fed, right? That like this is what you're supposed to do. I thought I was gonna have a kid by the time I was like 21 because my parents did, you know?
Yeah.
And like, then I was pregnant at 22 and had an abortion because I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But there are people that could have pulled it off and like done swimmingly. It just like for me wasn't right.
Yeah. And I always want, I mean, my grandparents have been married for 50 years and they're their first everything. And so, but they, I mean, he's like obsessed with her. Yeah, he's obsessed with her still. And so I'm just like, but it's just so interesting because like usually, you know, I just didn't know like from
everybody. Let's just meditate and just imagine if you were married and with your first boyfriend.
Oh, there we go. Damn, that was great. I literally want to die. Oh my God. Okay.
The first boyfriend?
Yeah. Or just first anything, whatever. The first partner that you thought that you were gonna, this is it. This is my love.
The first time I gave head and when I lost my virginity, we were watching Jeepers Creepers. Different people, but same movie. And to lose my virginity, I put it on mute so that I could hear or listen to The Candy Shop by 50 Cent. I insisted upon
an
it.
Experiential bitch.
And then this is the best part. The guy was like kind of like a rich guy in like in my like little hometown.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she's from Czech Republic.
And
he
became like obsessed with 50 Cent, and my whole entire ass town started wearing G Unit. And I swear I'm the reason.
I mean, you have to be. Oh my gosh.
Hey, by the way, for anybody listening, there is a fat ass vegan charcuterie board in front of us.
Oh yeah, if you hear us smacking, it's because we got like vegan charcuterie.
We've gone like 30 minutes and I've just been staring at it.
Like,
now we're digging in.
Yeah, we need to like make a clip on YouTube of us just like all the like the scenes of us just staring at this as the other person's talking. But okay, I want to get into like open relationships and jealousy a little bit. Have you ever been in an open relationship?
I haven't been in like a specifically open relationships, but I have practiced seeing multiple partners with a constant like partner where we both decided that we wanted to practice seeing other people while also having like a deep connection with someone. And so him and I kind of just decided to like become sexual, like we were already friends.
Okay.
And then we would encourage one another to go like hook up with other partners and then like talk about it after. And so that was probably the closest I've come to like an open relationship, but I really got so much out of it.
Yeah.
It was so great. Yeah.
What did you get from that?
So there's this word compersion that I'm like obsessed with. Compersion is a term in, I'm pretty sure it's just like polyamory culture.
What does it mean?
Compersion is when you feel happiness for your partner experiencing happiness.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So that's like where it comes from, right? Like you like someone so much that, or like you want their experience to be amazing also.
Dude,
and
to me, that's true love.
Literally. And so I think that's like where the whole open relationship thing kind of comes into play, is that like, sometimes you can have connections with people where you do want it to get sexual, you know, and learning how to kind of balance it's a dance, right? Because like you want to make sure that you're making your like primary partner feel like the best version of themselves while engaging with other people. And that's like where I think most people get really scared, is that like they think that, oh, like I'm not good enough. When in reality, it's like, no, you're amazing. And I feel so comfortable with you that I can like tell you that I want like to try new things, you know? And that's like, if more people took that approach to having the conversation, it would probably be a little less detrimental to the relationship.
Yeah. There was a point, this is only how I can like relate to this. This is kind of what came up. I will like, my mouth is like fucking diarrhea sometimes, where I'm just so open with people. Like I just love to just vomit all over you with information. I just love.
I'm the same way.
I think honestly, like being vulnerable is one of my powers. That's one of my strong suits, and I'm so proud that I am. And in one of my past relationships, I always reference this because I'm like, damn, that was like one of the most toxic relationships I've ever had. And I had no idea. But I would openly speak about my exes or like ex experiences or like past sexual experiences. And due to him, this is not me. I'm not going to carry that. He would get really like upset. Like, why is this such a thing for you? Why are you bringing this up? Like, and get in his head and just like go down in a tornado. And it created this environment that wasn't safe for me to be open and vulnerable and share experiences. But I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I'm only speaking like this and sharing these things with you because I'm so open, like, because I trust you so much, because I love you so much, because if not, I'd be hiding this from you.
Yeah.
Like, this is a sign that like I'm so comfortable with you, and for you to react in the way that you did, you've now just revoked those privileges.
Yeah. I think that most of the time when people respond negatively, they really have like an underlying other insecurity or problem that they're like probably carrying into it, not able to communicate. So getting to the core of why the conversation is so triggering can help you like resolve the actual issue, right? So like learning like what is the insecurity that's causing him to think that like you talking about this makes me less than human, you know, like why are they internalizing a story that's insignificant to the relationship?
It's tough to also, especially if you're in a relationship, to almost like, it just depends, to see a problem and then try and heal them, or like, you know, because they can take offense. Like, I've gotten, you're not my fucking therapist.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to play therapist again. And it's just like, I'm just asking you questions to get to the root of the problem.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's just like, that's not my shit. And that's why I'm not with him.
Right.
So, well, that's a start. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, what about like, I mean, do you deal with jealousy a lot, or is that just something
I
that
used to be super jealous. That was like the number one biggest thing that I wanted to change, and like why I wanted to experience like having an open relationship, because I definitely wanted to take that away. I think Lisa Rinna one time said, like, jealousy doesn't show how much you love, it shows how insecure you are.
Whoa.
I know. You told me that during our haircut, and I was like,
damn, I need her. Okay, jealousy doesn't show how much, how in love you are. It shows
It shows how insecure you are.
So true.
Quote.
Yeah, I know, another little quote.
But it's true though, and like you are allowed to feel jealous. Like that's totally okay. I think it's about like managing it, because ultimately it is your own emotion, right? You're not supposed to project your emotions on other people. Though dealing with it and handling, like, my ex was a DJ and he would tour a lot, and there in like the very beginning stages of it, I would be at home and I'd be like, he's like not responding to the text, but I like don't want to blow him up, and like I know he's around girls, right? And like I could either lay there and just like think about it, or I had this like thought that was like, why? Like, you literally can't control anything. Nothing good is gonna come out of you just like staying up and being sad. Like that's just gonna like bring it further into the relationship. So it was just like a moment of mindfulness and just like grounding and like separating, because like you are not in control of your partner and what they do, but there is like an awareness that needs to be in there somewhere where they understand that actions can alter the way that you feel, you know? So like being able to pay attention to two things at once, you know, like if your partner is like giving someone else attention, explaining to them that like, it'd be cool if I could get that attention also. And then like, I can walk away again, you know, just like
consideration and understanding the person's needs,
and like communicating again.
Do you feel like, jealousy is ever something that's healthy in a relationship, if it's a small bit, or is it just something that's just
I mean, like if
is something you prefer in yours, if you have, whenever, is that just, do you, because
it riles some people up, you know, some people love like the like competition aspect of it and being like, but like I can win this, you know. I don't know, there's something good and toxic about like so many different things. It's just like balance and like the purpose behind it. Like, are you doing it to like bring closeness, or are you doing it to like separate, right?
Yeah. I guess when it comes to like the whole like teaching the ethical fuckboyness, like have you had any negative experiences with that, or like how's that been?
I feel like mostly once people learn how to communicate their needs, they get more out of the world.
Yeah.
And like when they become aware of character traits that some people possess that just like don't match their level, you know?
Yeah. One of my first relationships, it was actually with Tristan, because Tristan's older than me, and I dated him like before like my spiritual awakening, before just anything. I
Live,
was
laugh, love, Lacey.
different version, and I was very passive aggressive. Like he was a poor communicator too, but I would almost like pout, like take the stance of pouting and just like you hurt me, and not communicate my needs or my wants or how it made me feel, and just almost thinking that if I ignore him, if I like do all this, he's gonna come and I'm like, what's wrong? And he was the one that asked me. He's like, you're never gonna get anything in life as long as you don't ask for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's so true. Like 100%. You have to ask for what you want and what you need.
100%.
And from that moment, I'm so thankful for that relationship and for that like time of my life, and for him, because it like, I don't know, just for every relationship has just like catapulted me into growth. But I was just like, I have to communicate, and I did. Like I even got into crystals and bought like a throat opening crystal.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Totally.
Which one is that?
It's blue lace agate, or agate, blue lace agate, and it's for your throat chakra.
I
And I have a necklace, so I
Like
can wear it. Oh, I say agate, maybe not.
No, I think you're right. I feel
Okay.
like agate is like no.
Yeah, blue lace agate. So yeah, that's so true. It's just like truly to get the most out of life is to learning how to hone in your own needs and communicating that.
Yeah. And that goes for like friends, jobs, whatever. Like as long as you know what you want, you can like really truly, even if it's just like project it, you know, into the world, and like you embody it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
even is attached to like manifestation.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
and having goals, because I used to be like, and I kind of still am like this. People are like, oh, like, what do you want to do? Da-da-da-da. Like, what do you want? And I'd be like, like, I just want to be happy, which I do. And I think that's a great goal of mine. But it's kind of leaving it just like very like,
Right.
Yeah.
And I found that like if you have a goal subconsciously or not, or just anything, it comes to you so much quicker, and you have like more of a direct path to follow.
And like even to the open relationships part, and like discussing things that like aren't maybe like the norm with your partners, if you have the ability to be like a little bit more flexible in life, you really have like, so I guess being in like the flow is like not having like a break, or like not trying to push shit, just like being able to like bend and weave as you need, and allowing changes to happen, you know, instead of like manipulating
that's a good word.
the situation to like,
Yeah.
So you should know what you want. I think it's also important to be open to other ideas,
because people will surprise you. Things will surprise you. Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned this earlier. You were like, I'm very picky right now, but you said, did you say that also hurts the situation, or hurts something because you're missing out on opportunities or something?
Yeah, like I think that when you have a specific like type, like a type for a partner, female or male or whatever, like if you have just something specific in mind, you'll miss out on other things. So I think that's more like what I was saying.
Okay, so like type and not so like connection or anything like that. Okay, cool. Because I was just like,
that's like the thing is like the connection. I think it's important to try a bunch of different things, so you also learn about all the different ways you connect and don't connect with people.
yeah, okay. Well, I guess that kind of ties into like what I wanted to talk to you about, like with OnlyFans. Like, I know that you're on there, and I guess you've been on there since last summer.
Yeah.
Have you met anyone through there that's just like even like digitally, like connection wise.
Absolutely
it's just like,
not.
No.
I mean, they're so nice. There's so many of my fans are so kind and like
they're nice.
don't speak to me like just like an object or whatever. And like I love a man that knows that you are like a sexual being but can talk to you like a fucking human also.
Absolutely.
Pardon my French.
No,
Yeah.
That is hot. Like
Damn.
that is like it's such a fine line because some people learn that I have OnlyFans and then literally just treat me as like this like sexual entity, right? And then like the conversation changes. There's like you don't talk about interesting things anymore sometimes. Like the fact that like nudity and sexuality can completely like shift someone's perspective to like pigeonhole you into like a vessel of pleasure, let's say.
Yeah.
That's my like favorite way to describe the thing that like is offering you. So it's tough. It's like there's just no way. And also I ask people to be anonymous. Like the first thing on my page is like, if I know you, I don't know you, like please change your name. This is so much more fun for me if I
That's
don't know who you are.
That's, oh my God.
And I will block someone. Like if I know who they are, I'll like
I've had to block people from my hometown. I'm like, this is uncomfortable. Please don't.
Yeah.
I was on OnlyFans for 4 days, and I ended up stopping it because it was starting to make me feel weird because there was a situation where I was on there and this guy like DM'd me on Instagram and he was like, we were talking about our dogs, and he had the similar dog and he was like, oh, I'd love to like, have a play date. And I was like, sure, whatever. Right. This person is with somebody. So I just super friendly conversation. Yeah. Then he was like, what's your OnlyFans link? And I was like, okay, does your significant other know that you're like asking me for this? Yeah. And he was like, oh, I'm just trying to be supportive. And I just was like, this is to the point where I was going somewhere and people would bring up OnlyFans like at a coffee shop. And I was like, I've had this for 4 days. Like I cannot, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, it just was too much. But I was just a little curious about like your experiences with that. Like,
I think that some people just don't have boundaries, like recently I had a fan from OnlyFans come to an event where I was, cause he like knew I was going to be there, and he met me, and then he messaged me on OnlyFans. He was like, it was like, I met you at the pop-up. You were like exactly who I thought you were going to be. And I was like, thank you so much for like not telling me who you are while it happened. Yeah. And like, that's fine. Like I wasn't like too mad about that at all. Like that's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I was grateful that he had the like composure to not make it awkward, but I have also had a guy come up to you and be like, you banned me on OnlyFans. I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
Whoa. See, that made me like, I've been very like, security and safety purposes. Like even to the point where I'm just like, I don't really even want to post like where I'm at, like what I'm doing. It really does scare me. Like someone on OnlyFans mentioned my neighbor, and I was like, no. That's
wild.
Wow, man.
People just don't know boundaries. Like there's like a thing that happens when you do something to someone, and people forget that because they're so like engulfed in their like experience. And unfortunately sexuality, specifically like unhealthy pent up sexuality, can cause people to feel like extremely connected just over a like short snippet.
Yeah. I do like what you said, that it is so nice when people just talk to you like a normal human instead of an object of sex, because you do get that for sure. Yeah. Like you get people that are like pissed about you not doing enough of what they want, and it's just like,
this guy was like, you're not hot enough to be this boring. I was like, fine. Like I literally like, I do what I feel comfortable doing.
It's yours, and that's
like,
your right.
You can unsubscribe. Goodbye.
What?
I've had this guy.
I've even seen just some content. I'm like, damn. What?
I've had this guy come on and tell me that, like, he was like, oh, this is, you ripped me off. This is a scam. Refund me my money immediately. And I was like, I never advertised, said, or stated anywhere that I would be doing explicit content. He's like, I know and this is just the type of the crowd that is on OnlyFans. Some of them.
Yeah.
He's like, I know the owner of OnlyFans. I'm going to get you blocked and removed immediately. And I was like, okay, here we go.
Dude.
Oh my God. I did not know about that. So I know that you're from Czech. Is it Czech or Czech Republic now?
So it was Czechoslovakia, then it was Czech Republic, and now it's Czechia.
Whoa, I just met someone from Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Is that like where you grew up?
I was born and raised.
And then moved to LA?
No, we moved to St. Louis when I was 6.
yeah.
It was like my 6th birthday, and then I traveled back and forth till I was about like 15. So I went to school there for like a little over half the year probably, and then here also until high school.
What about LA?
So LA I moved to in 2015 with my ex.
Okay. And I guess how would you compare the dating life here versus anywhere else?
Well, I guess I didn't really date in LA.
Oh yeah, okay.
My ex and I broke up like beginning of 2020, and so
wow.
my dating was like COVID dating.
Okay.
And it was so fun.
Really? COVID dating?
Yeah.
Wow, explain.
I mean, like all you really do is just like hang out and cook and like
Yeah.
bone
Oh
and,
no,
like,
that is true. That is a lot more fun
And,
to
like-
me. I mean, I'm just like that type of person that.
you're not really supposed to see each other, so there's like time apart.
Yeah.
And you have like an excuse to fall back on.
And it's like kind of like adrenaline rush, you know, like you weren't supposed to see each other. Like I remember the first time I kissed someone during COVID, I had the moment where I was like, I might die, but I'm gonna do this. And I took a deep breath. I was like,
That's so funny.
It's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the type of person that on the second date, I'm like, can we just like cook or something? I don't know. I mean, I guess it also depends on the person. But yeah, I'm just like,
I haven't been on a date since I've been single. Really? I've hung out. But I haven't been
I
on a
guess
date.
you haven't. Well, I guess you have.
Oh, the Venice Canal guy?
I guess it sounds so like the Venice Canal guy.
He asked me for coffee. It's like I was on a date. I hate dating apps, but this was the one person that like made a plan and was like, hey, like let's go get coffee on this day. And I was like, okay, I don't have to think I Like we don't have to like shoot the shit. Like we'll shoot the shit in person, not through text.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I agreed to go, and but it was a cool experience. But yeah, I haven't really like hopped in the saddle yet.
that's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, some people are so thirsty right now.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
wild.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
I have like a queue on Hinge and I just like don't want to go through it. I don't know. And like right now I'm kind of like talking to a really cute guy. I'm just like, this is fun for now.
Yeah. No, yeah. I guess, I mean, the dating here versus Arkansas is just, yeah, like for the dating app, like here versus there, it's like hunting pictures or like
Oh my
holding
God.
dead animals like in front of like a truck, and then here it's like the norm is a skiing photo, I think.
Also dead fish.
Yeah. Dead fish.
There's
yeah.
like a lot of dog photos, which is cool. Like dogs are cool.
Ducks. Dead
Yeah,
ducks.
but you know.
And then like the 14er sign.
oh my God, every time. I mean, yeah, yeah.
And then like sometimes there's like a series of questions that you get that's like, all right, what's your love language? Like, I don't know. Usually they go to my Instagram and then it just like changes. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, you're so hot.
Oh,
It does
God.
change based off of like Instagram, which I don't like that. That's why I love like meeting people in person.
I would
Yeah.
much rather do that. And also, people are
Totally.
just cuter in person than they
And
are in
you-
photos.
Like you're not always yourself on your phone. Like
No.
sometimes I'm like doing shit and I'm like seemingly snappy because I respond with one word or
Yeah.
like there's like rules to internet dating.
Yeah.
Ugh. And like the number one rule is, excuse me, who can pretend to not like the other person the longest.
oh my God.
That's what Stephanie's been saying.
like, geez. I've tried to
More
explain.
Oh, you want more wine?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Just get it.
No, yeah, go ahead and get it.
Intermission.
Yeah, intermission.
I'm gonna eat some more snacks.
Yeah. We had an intermission, y'all. But I kind of wanted to get like to actually really talk on this because this is so interesting to me. I was having to explain to my sister she's 17 about dating, and I was like, yeah, like I had a really great time with this guy, but now, you know, we probably won't talk to each other for a couple days or whatever. And she was like, why? And I was like, I don't know. It's just that's what I'm learning is like dating, like people just like act like they don't care. And she's like, wait, you had such a good time together, and then you act like you don't care about them for the next couple days. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. It's just like, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, I don't either.
You don't have to though.
I don't want, I'm such an emotional person that I'm like, and I'm very straight up with people. Like when I met a guy here, we were seeing each other for a couple weeks, and I was just straight up like, I like you, and I don't play games, and I'm just, this is like, I don't really like people like this often. And that's just how I am. And it's really hard to find someone emotionally mature enough that you also really like, that doesn't have to act that way as well.
Right.
And that's all I wanted to say about that.
I think it's like really great that you're able to like discern between the things that like bring you good and don't, you know? So
yeah.
like,
I'm a pretty like blunt person, especially when it comes to like dating now. I'm just like, this is it, this isn't.
Have any of the relationships or people that you've like been like pretending not to like them or pretending to be cooler or pretending not to care about them, have they ever worked out?
Are you talking to me?
Both of y'all?
absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
See, yeah, I'm just like,
I mean, but like worked out as in like is the end goal like marriage, or do you have like a long relationship with them?
That's like the thing. That's like already playing a game.
Yeah.
Right? Like
starting
there
off
are no
untruthful.
rules. Like everyone thinks that there's rules, but there's no rules. Like you create your way. And I know that like people get scared of passion, and people get really like I'm extremely playful, and like some people that I talk to think that I'm like really into them, when really I'm just like engaging in a playful relationship, right? And like it scares them away, and I'm like, I'm just having fun. You know? Like it's not that serious, but it's just people haven't like been told otherwise also, and like no one's taught anyone like them.
So whenever you start like liking someone and talking to someone, are you straight up just like, hey, like I'm experiencing a lot of things right now, or like I'm wanting to, or like does it just depend on the
I think like it really varies on what the vibe is and like where it's going, you know. I think I pretty much present myself as like a rather open human also, that like I don't know. I think if someone that like really wants to like catch a bird meets me, would probably not get that from me.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's kind of what I want to ask too, is like, as someone who's open and is like, you know, works with people to be like an ethical like fuckboy or fuck girl, just to do things, have a more open mind and like do things differently, is something like serious, something that you want?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm absolutely open to it. I think that like I seek closeness for sure, and like consistency is dope.
Yeah. Consistency is dope.
Yeah, you know, like it's nice.
So true.
I just don't know. Like I don't even know myself yet. Like, and I swear I like shift quarterly. There's like when I go through my journals, like I'm like a different human last month than I was this month, and like the things that I like change, and like as long as the person that I'm connecting with is like able to let me be that version of myself right now, I like can't really experience more than like one-off moments.
Oh, okay.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I just don't have time for it.
Yeah. Damn.
You know, and like it's awesome to connect, and you can like have these really, really special experiences, and they mean a lot, you know, but just because they are singular doesn't make them like less than, you know, and like the only less than part of that is when people have expectations.
Damn. Hit me.
I feel like my only expectation at this point, and if anything, is that I just want to be crazy about the person that I end up spending the rest of my life with. And it's like, I'm not necessarily going into anything anymore looking for like marriage, because like I went through that like whole thing, but I think mine expectation for myself is that I'm looking for a connection that's worth a lifetime. One that I'm like I'm just crazy about you all the time, and I'm such like a alpha type of person, like, and I feel like it's been hard for me to find because I don't want like a submissive person, and so like that whole thing, like, I don't know, but also who fucking knows, because like all the time it changes.
Do you have a need for the relationship to go on forever?
I just find that humans are so complex that at the end of the day, getting, your fill of like dating and having all these experiences is fucking amazing. But getting to actually learn one person so intensely, because like at the end of the day, like you don't even know who yourself half the time. So like learning someone else and being so committed to that is a beautiful thing to me.
Yeah.
And
you're hitting like the nail right on the head right now, because like my advice for people that love and want long-term relationships is like maintain the ability to continually want to get to know the other person better, and never deciding that you know everything about them, because like that's where I think it's in Osho's book, in the Aloneness book, it goes from relating to relationship, and like the difference is the continually wanting to learn one another. And also on the other side of this, the best like horrible way to tell a guy that you want to end it with them is telling them that you have nothing else to learn from them.
Oh,
bitch.
I just got him. Wow. Ooh. Yeah. So that's where, and I approached that with, in my ex had bipolar disorder and all these things. So I went into that every single day, almost just like studying him and like learning his like patterns and stuff like that. And I was just like, to me, I was like, I could do this every day. And that because I approach long-term relationships as like, I don't even really know what's going on with me. How could I honestly know everything about you by now?
You're constantly changing.
Right.
With every experience.
Like you go to bed and you wake up fresh, and so do they.
Yeah.
And like memories are lost, created, like that's how we should all treat each other.
Exactly.
Really,
Yeah. Well, damn.
Is that all we got?
That's all I got. This was interesting. This was really, really good. But
oh yeah, we have 3 more questions for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. These are so random.
Okay.
If you could be good at any Olympic sport, hot or cold, and you're like the best at this, no ailments, what would it be?
I think, I don't know what it's called, but it's the one where you use the pole and you jump over the thing.
Pole vaulting?
Is that what it's called?
Is it?
I think so. You got it right.
They like maneuver.
Yeah, they really do. It's like,
it's crazy. Like that body control is like immaculate.
You're the first person to say that one.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
How strong do you have to be to lift your body, throw your legs up above your head, and then come back down
and not hurt yourself, and then go through all the times that you hurt yourself, and then do it one more time. My
uncle was a pole vaulter for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and like won money. I don't know, but he was like on a full ride scholarship, and I'm just like, what the fuck? But usually people say gymnastics, so I really liked your answer.
I was thinking gymnastics.
Mine's synchronized swimming.
Sick.
And
Suck.
And then what's yours?
I would say gymnastics.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you ask me.
What is your favorite way to eat or cook a potato?
Oh, mashed.
Yeah.
Or like twice baked, like parboiled and then baked.
Damn.
Okay.
So good.
I think mine's just straight up like fries.
All
like
kinds
waffle.
of potatoes. I don't care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, even like the sweet potato casseroles at Thanksgiving.
Yes. As long as they're crunchy, though. I like the corners.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I put like the pecan topping, like with the brown sugar and marshmallows.
Yeah.
Double whammy.
I worked at Texas Roadhouse.
Oh my God.
I worked everywhere.
I can't
Them
picture that, and
rolls.
I also very much can. But like, I feel
like
like you'd be
a
kicking
lead.
ass.
Oh my God, I
Damn.
love serving.
I could. It
was so
I could
fun.
see that. Yeah. Okay. Our last question
Okay.
is: would you rather smoke on the beach or trip in the desert?
Damn. Honestly, probably smoke on the beach. I'm really missing hot weather.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Dude,
cool.
I just want to sit my happy ass in some sand somewhere.
I'll be in Terralingua next week. I forgot about that.
Is that sand?
It's something.
Where?
It's a desert.
It's it's a desert, but I don't know.
What? I'm trying to be sweating from the humidity of the tropics. seeing
You
palms.
live in LA,
but like,
no. What do you mean? But like,
it's like the water's never hot.
It's
like
not
it's
hot.
windy.
so you want to like?
I want like Miami, like the humidity. Like
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
Florida or
yeah.
like somewhere more tropical than LA. LA's not. LA ain't it.
What about Hawaii?
Ugh, I would die.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's where I want to be.
Let's go.
Yeah, there we go.
Next podcast.
Next podcast will be in Hawaii. Okay, well, damn, that was it. That's all our questions. Wow, thanks for coming on.
Thank
This was just like one of those podcasts where I was like, this is going to be a mix of like being educational, but also just like
Girl
talk, relationship, and just learning a whole other person, basically. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Where can we find you?
Hi.I'm Shark on Instagram.
Okay.
Or Hair Shark if you want to get your hair did.
Plug
Okay.
that OnlyFans, baby girl.
Certified Blow Pro. I blow bubbles. If you're into that.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, you. Okay, y'all will figure it out. Sign up on her OnlyFans. But oh my God. Okay, this was amazing. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'm sure we're gonna have you on again for something. 'Cause
Let's do it.
This was good. But all right, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
And on that note,
Oh, here. Wait, what?
we'll see you in our next episode.
Bye.